Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, the SNP government have been accused of doing absolutely bugger all to stop assaults in hospitals. And the minister responsible, the Public Health Minister, Jenny Minto, has been remarkably quiet on this subject. She refuses to talk about it. She has promised to meet with the Women's Rights Network to discuss basically the damning report that's been released about assaults taking place in Scottish hospitals. She said she would, but she's yet to do so. It's almost as though she's ashamed. But when, of course, we're talking about assaults, we're not just talking about physical. No, we are talking about sexual assaults as well. One of the problems is men in women-only wards. That's something yet to be addressed by the SNP. Quite illegal, of course. And indeed, there's been past cases where there's been a rape in a woman's ward, and then the hospital covered it up by saying, no, this is a woman's ward, there's no men in the ward, even though one of the women was a man, and it was he who did it. But rather than highlighting the problem of having men in women's wards and therefore bringing that to an end, the NHS basically covered up a rape. And that's the problem that you have. You see, women's safety is second most, politics always first. They can't be seen to be wrong. And so a few rapes is a price worth paying, it seems. But the Scottish Government as a whole have been accused of doing nothing to stop these and stem these assaults. And, 276 sexual assaults and 12 rapes in the last few years. A debate was held at the Scottish Parliament on March the 19th, and nothing was done. Urgent action demanded, but nothing done. Because they're ashamed. They're ashamed it's happening, but they're also ashamed that their politics is what's allowing it to happen. And they're thinking if they don't talk about it, the problem will go away. But there are big problems. And of course, they're still not addressing the main issue, which is it's illegal to put a man in a woman's safe space. And I would argue that a ward in a hospital is certainly a woman's safe space. She would expect to be protected there, don't you think? Why are they so reticent? Well, it's the SNP. They're quite up for it. They're quite what they really. Their policies are that it's acceptable for men to go into women's safe spaces, to rape women, to watch children undress, and so forth. That's their policies. They're presented with the evidence. They're presented these things happening, and yet they do nothing. And they keep pushing the same agenda. No, it's quite acceptable. Men can go into women's safe spaces. They're still pushing it. They hate it that people are against it. But what do? Well, you just say, well, those 12 rapes, it's okay. They're only poor people. Thanks very much. Bye.